More people now become billionaires through inheritance than by producing wealth. We have entered a world in which it's more about daddy's assets than creating products and services for sale in the marketplace. We need to question the idea that the market economy is free. Freedom means the absence of barriers to production and an absence of obstacles to how incomes are shared. But the tax regime dislocates production and disrupts how we share income. Decisions in the labour and capital markets are distorted by taxes.
Yeah, but Fred, it's no good complaining about taxation if we want our governments to provide things that we all want to share, like schools.
There is a right and a wrong way to raise revenue. Taxes cause entrepreneurs to misallocate capital. Taxes are biased to favour assets that receive rents. That's why so much money is locked up in property. That's why we underinvest in activities that create well-paid jobs that would enhance wealth and welfare. Economists can value the distortions caused by taxes, but they ignore the negative ripple effects which penetrate every corner of our lives. Racial and ethnic prejudices, for example, can be tracked back to fears that people endure, which are ultimately rooted in the injustices of taxation.
But Fred, aren't you denying the considerable achievements of the civil rights movements of the 1960s?
Really? The Fair Housing Act was enacted back then, but 50 years later the housing crisis is getting even worse. At the last count, about 650,000 people were homeless in America, many living in tents along highways. This is supposed to be a problem of supply. The experts say, build more houses and prices would come down. But there are more than 15 million vacant dwellings in America today. If all the homeless were housed in those vacant homes, there would still be 14 million empty dwellings. A shortfall of supply is not the explanation for high prices. There is one solution only. Give the owners of empty dwellings the incentive to pool the location values of their properties into the public purse. In return, cut income taxes that would level house prices and rents to what people could afford. The ideology of the free market persuades people that property rights are sacred. They aren't, because they are abused by government tax policies. We need a thorough conversation about the reforms that really would deliver free markets.